Today is 19th July, and this is the oral test of current affairs and mapping. All right. State legislatures have the power to introduce or change OBC quota in Panchayati Raj institutions. True or false? State governments have the power to change OBC quota in Panchayati Raj institutions. Yes, that is true. Okay. Biligundlu is a gauging station on the interstate boundary of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Biligundlu is a gauging station on the interstate boundary of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Why is it false, Arya?
Sir, it's not on interstate boundary, it's on Karnataka.
It's in Karnataka, it's not on interstate boundary. What else could be the trap in this statement? Sana?
So Kerala is not, it should be Karnataka and Tamil Nadu.
Yes, it should be Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So the point is, when you read a statement, just observe what kind of trap will be there. In this statement, the trap could be whether it is on interstate boundary or not, or whether the states are a problem. If you practice PYQs, you will observe that there's much higher chance of the states being a problem in this particular statement. Whether it's on interstate boundary or it's away from the interstate boundary, that is not of a big deal because UPSC doesn't want you to know these kind of facts. But surely it will want you to know whether it's on Karnataka or Tamil Nadu or Kerala or Tamil Nadu, right? So you'll observe also the kind of traps which UPSC is giving. You'll observe from the angle of and this is when you do the PYQs, you have to practice. You observe the statement from the angle of its preparability. How preparable is it? And then see where is the trap. So Biligundlu, the preparability is Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Na? Whether it's interstate boundary or not, it's immaterial. It will be on interstate boundary only. वो इसमें था, newspaper में था वैसे. So इतना matter नहीं करेगा. Just go for what is preparable and what is practical for a student to do. वहीं पर UPSC trap डालेगा. All right. Are we recording? Are we recording? Yes. Samakshi, Vinayak, Ognish, please, this is your responsibility to just be sure that we are recording. In case I forget to record any time, just है ना एक बार remind कर देना मेरे को. What is Article 341 of the Constitution about? Sana?
It's about the caste list.
Yes, SC list. Changing the SC list. Okay. States can edit the SC list. They cannot. How can it be edited? Can the union government edit? The union government can edit the SC list. Swastika, why is it false? Swastika.
So the union government will edit the SC lists.
Sana, why is this statement false?
So the parliament can.
Yes, it's the parliament, not the union government. Okay. The Constitution of India provides 25% reservation for women in local bodies. The Constitution provides 25% reservation for women in local bodies. Why is it false, Krishna?
Sir, if anything Constitution comes, it's usually wrong.
Usually wrong. But tell me, I mean, this was in news. It was in your articles also. I had highlighted this. So
33% is also the percentage.
So 33% figure is coming to your mind. Okay, okay. Yes, so it's 33%. Just correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Because these facts, I'm just telling out of whatever I remember from the previous year's oral test course. I've not really confirmed it once again. Ognish?
Sir, in UPSC question, these facts are mostly wrong or right?
Don't say mostly wrong. What is wrong? The facts which are just testing your memory. They are important. This is an important fact, right? How much
Yes.
reservation? It's an important fact. It is very preparable. It is given in your books, but it's simply testing your memory. It's not testing your OLQs, your OSCE qualities, right? It's not testing that. Till the time the fact is not testing your OLQs and it's just testing your memory, those kind of facts are called very factual standard facts, and they are usually wrong. So you need to be very clear about what kind of facts are wrong.
Oh, they are wrong, right? Like
Yes, but
okay.
Why? Because they are simply testing your memory, and that is not a good enough reason to reject someone कि किसी को उस 2 घंटे में वो याद नहीं था तो he is not fit for services. ये ठीक नहीं है, तो इसलिए वो गलत करके देता है. तो जिसको याद है वो तो गलत उसको वैसे ही कर देगा. जिसको नहीं भी याद है, ये प्रिंसिपल if you understand and if you have to practice it through PYQs. Okay, there's an elimination technique, standard fact SFUW, standard facts usually wrong. Then there are SFUR, standard facts usually right also. What kind of facts? We'll discuss it then. Okay. Then what is the present percentage of women MPs in latest Lok Sabha? Raise your hand. Sana?
14%.
Yeah, about 15 odd percent. That's okay. The present Lok Sabha has the highest percentage of women MPs. The present Lok Sabha has the highest percentage of women MPs. Krishna, why is it false?
Sir, 2014 it was highest, mostly the percentage of women in Lok Sabha.
Are you sure about this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, the point is, it will not be true at least till 2004 because our article says it was hovering around 10% till that time. तो अब 10 से तो ऊपर चला गया, ये तो ठीक है. But is the latest highest in terms of women reservation? If you observe this statement, it is something which should be highlighted, right? Would have heard बहुत बड़ा होता कि women MPs का सबसे ज्यादा percentage है latest वाले में. So would have heard angle से कर सकते हो, लेकिन best would be to go with knowledge. कि अगर पता हो सके तो बहुत ही अच्छी बात है, नहीं पता हो सके तो इसको would have heard से डील कर सकते हैं. That's a risk, of course. There's never 100% guarantee कि हम सही होंगे, लेकिन there's a better chance that will be true. Correct. Ognish?
Sir, in UP, generally will make it false, like, or this.
Why will
women
we?
reservation is
We'll discuss
high.
it in ET class. Ognish, this
Okay,
is
sir.
beyond the current
Okay, sir.
course. This thing. Okay. State assemblies usually have better women reservation than parliament. State assemblies usually have better women representation than parliament. True or false? Vinayak, why is it true?
Sir, the word association, I went with the usually word association.
No, but I mean, if generally you tell me, is the situation at state level better or worse than at center level?
It's worse.
It's worse. And for such an important thing, it's a dream come true. जो तुम बोल रहे हो भाई तुम्हारे मुंह में घी शक्कर, लेकिन ये सच नहीं है. अगर ये सच होता, if states had better representation than parliament, then surely panchayati institutions would also have better representation than states. Okay, that is true from the 1/3 reservation point of view. But parliament versus states, when you don't have reservation, states will be worse. Okay, best जो होगा, it is top down. Reforms जो हैं इस देश में top down नहीं होते, इतना democracy हमारा strong नहीं है, right? Strong democracy का तो I remember that one video I was watching on YouTube, Australia का prime minister was giving some interview to a news channel. He was standing on some person's lawn And in the mid of the interview, it is live on YouTube. In the mid of the interview, when the prime minister is answering some question, that person came from his house and telling you are standing on my lawn. और वो उसके घास से उतरा. That's the strength of their democracy. यहाँ पे करके देखो कोई करे तो, right? The moment somebody comes out, SPG will shoot. Okay, so that's the strength. And let's just move ahead. Okay, right to play. Right to play for children is a universally accepted right. The right to play is a universally accepted right. Why is it false, Skand? Why is it false?
I would go with would have heard for sure if
Hmm.
this would have been a case. I've never heard right to play as a right, universal right.
Okay. Azmi, why is it true?
Sir, why? Sir, since children will have the right to play, no?
Children will have the right to play. No, when we are talking of it is a universally accepted, then that means it's formal. It's formally accepted by some convention or something. It's like that. That is the meaning. It's a true statement. It is accepted under the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. If you have heard of this convention, then you should go with this statement as true. Rights of the child में क्या होगा? Play होगा, education होगा, safety होगा, ये सब type का mention होगा उसमें. ठीक है? Let's move ahead. Children's Climate Risk Index report is produced by which body? Children's Climate Risk Index report. Samakshi.
So UNICEF.
UNICEF, yes. See, these classes, the ये वाला अपना current affairs and mapping ka class will be more factual, will not be having too many ET type questions. Those we will discuss in more of those questions we'll discuss in the static books test and in the ET class. ये वाला थोड़ा क्योंकि quantum ज़्यादा है तो थोड़ा factual हम रखेंगे तो speed बढ़ेगी हमारी. Okay. The PMLA allows an officer to arrest anyone if he has or if he or she has a reason to believe that the culprit should be arrested. Why is it false, Siddhi?
So the law mandates that it is necessary to convey the concrete reasons behind arrest. And
So the statement did not say whether it has to be conveyed or not. The statement simply says if the officer has a reason to believe, the law allows her to arrest.
is a very shaky also.
That is why the arrests are shaky. That is why the law is challenged. That is why it is being misused. ना shaky नहीं होगा तो misuse कहाँ से होगा? ये true है. It's a true statement.
Okay.
If you have to go with this statement without knowledge, PMLA is in news for the wrong reasons, right? क्यों होगा wrong reasons में? Because ऐसा कुछ subjective होगा ना उसमें. सामाक्षी?
Sir, in the clip also you shared, उसमें भी हाँ वो reason to believe लिखा है, but the tone you had it made it very very informal. Like मतलब बस believe है. Like it made it very informal. So that
The
is why.
statement I asked was if the officer has any reason to believe that a culprit should be arrested, then he can arrest.
Right, sir. Sir, but ये वैसा ही question हो गया अगर reason to believe court में है, then we would say yes because it kind of थोड़ा formalize कर देता है. But if it is just like
कोर्ट्स में नहीं देगा वो, कोर्ट्स में नहीं देगा ना. Reason to believe is not a technical word.
Yes,
It's
sir.
a usual regular English का phrase ना. तो वो
ठीक है.
कोर्ट्स में तो नहीं देगा और कोर्ट्स में देगा तो वो तो इजी कर रहा है यूपीएससी उस स्टेटमेंट को. It will give as a regular statement. And
Okay.
if it gives, because the law is in use for the bad reasons, it's better to go with marking it as true than false. अगर reason to believe मतलब ये बोलो कि उसके पास है लेकिन फिर भी अरेस्ट नहीं कर सकता, थोड़ा सा वो हो रहा है ना, गड़बड़ हो रहा है.
ठीक है सर.
right? Skand?
So first, there are two things. Just on the technical part. One is that it's still in sub judice, the current matter, and second is also it says actually reason to believe has to be in written, not even conveyed, but in written, which is where I said it's false.
See, it is, my statement was not whether it is in what form it has to be. If there exists a reason to believe, then the officer can arrest. This was the question.
But I mean, just on the face of it, I don't think so. It's enough to. I mean, I don't think so. Also, it's enough to also argue on this technicality. But I feel that just the reason to, if you have reasons or evidence without any hard evidence, then it's very difficult to arrest, even in case of PMLA, because it has much more higher chance. What do you say? Level of arresting as well as bail.
If this question comes tomorrow in exam, that's the whole point. How are we going to deal with it? If this statement comes, as I'm telling, the chances are less that there will be a question on PMLA because it's so controversial. The chances are less, but we are just training. If something like this comes in the exam tomorrow, how do we deal with it? We will not have the exact information which you may be having in this case, but will not have exact information in such kind of statements. If these statements appear, we have to go with the context in which those things are in news. There are multiple such statements which have been asked in PYQs on these lines. On bail, it was asked. Parole pe tha ya kis pe tha? Has a right, the convict has a right to get parole, ऐसे करके. If sufficient reason are put, then it's a right of the convict to get parole or something, ऐसे करके था. तो ये would have heard. Even if it says if there is sufficient reason. Sana?
Sir, it's not related to this question. I wanted to ask about the question that you asked on the right to play. What was the statement? Did you say that it is universally accepted?
Yes, it's
But
a universally accepted.
Isn't it just a UN body convention and it's not really accepted by every country? Can we say that it is universally accepted?
If something is in a UN convention, does it count as being universally accepted or not?
Countries have to be a signatory to it. They have to sign. And they have to...
Sana, the point is, if the UN, I mean, let's discuss it after the class. Okay, it will cost us time.
No.
There are some things else which I want to ask. Ognish, after the class, okay? How many members does the collegium have? How many members? Sana?
5.
Okay. Do the collegium always need to have 5 members to recommend any name? I don't have the answer to this question, but this is a question which can be asked. Find it out. Okay. Who appoints the judges recommended by the collegium? Samakshi?
So President.
The Supreme Court has not had any judge from Manipur till date. The Supreme Court, ये डिफैक्ट स्टेटमेंट हो जाएगा, ऐसे गलत होते हैं जनरली. अभी रिसेंट में आया है मणिपुर का फर्स्ट जज. Children or persons below 18 years are defined as or are regarded as children in the Juvenile Justice Act. Persons below 18 years are recognized as children in JJ Act. Why is it false, Arya?
So it's below 16 years.
It's below 16 years.
So isn't it adolescents? But anyways, like can't that also be the trap?
Adolescent child मतलब वो नहीं है ट्रैप. व्हाट इज अ चाइल्ड? इट्स
Okay.
अ जैसे पॉस्को एक्ट है,
Mm-hmm.
जेजे एक्ट है. सो चाइल्ड एंड एडोलेसेंट में उतने में नहीं जाएगा. दैट वुड बिकम टू टेक्निकल फॉर दिस एग्जाम. With what is the cutoff age? That
Mm-hmm.
should matter.
Okay.
Okay, that's a better trap, no? That's a more preparable trap. Persons below 16 years can be tried as adults in the JJ Act. Persons below 16 years can be tried as adults in the JJ Act. Okay, below 16, no, Arya, below 16 years cannot be tried. Above 16 years can be tried. And just be sure, actually, this 16 hai ya 18 hai. Child is what age? I'm not sure about this. Just be sure what is the age. It's
Sir, I
but
think,
below 16 years will not be tried as adults. It's above 16 years. Sana?
Sir, it was mentioned that in case of a heinous crime which has to be decided by the juvenile justice
But it's
board.
not for persons below 16 years. That is
Sir,
the trap.
I think it was it 16 or more?
Above 16. It didn't even say 16 or more. It said above 16. But UPSC will not trap you on the point of 16. It will not say whether 16 is there or not. It will say below or above. Most likely it will be below 16 only, it will say. All right. The Juvenile Justice Act defines the terms heinous crimes and serious crimes. The Juvenile Justice Act defines the terms heinous crimes and serious crimes. Yes, that's true. The Juvenile Justice Board is a judicial body. The Juvenile Justice Board is a judicial body. Why is it false, Arpita?
Sir, it's a quasi-judicial
It's
body.
a quasi-judicial body. ठीक. In which state is River Kukrel? River Kukrel is in which state, Ognish?
UP.
India funds UN Relief and Works Agency. India funds UN Relief and Work Agency. Yes, that's true. C60, C Charlie wala C60, 60. C60 is a term that refers to what? Sana?
So it's a force against Naxalites in Gadchiroli.
ये कमांडोस है, कमांडो फोर्स है. अब कौन से स्टेट की थी वो मैं नहीं देख पाया. यू कैन जस्ट लुक आउट फॉर इट. ग्रे हाउंड्स न्यूज में होते हैं, ये C60 न्यूज में रहते हैं. अच्छा, ये भी पूछ सकता है कि किस टाइप के फोर्सेस नहीं करती हैं. आर्मी, इंडियन आर्मी नहीं घुसती है LWE में. NSG नहीं घुसती है LWE में. ठीक है. Kachar district of Assam is affected by extremism. Kachar district of Assam is affected by extremism. Yes, that's true. These kind of statements are generally unpreparable and therefore they are generally true. In which state is Gadchiroli? In which state, Ognish?
Maharashtra.
Where is Kishtwar? In which state is Kishtwar? Apurva?
So Jammu.
Yes. State matlab वही UT. ठीक है. What is carbine? What does the term carbine refer to? Sana?
So it's a long gun.
Long one? What?
Gun.
Gun. ठीक है, मतलब it's a rifle, that's all. In terms of agricultural, yes, Apurva? In terms of agricultural production, India is second in the world. In terms of agricultural production, India is second in the world. Yes, that's true. Okay. The maximum amount of post-harvest loss is from vegetables. Of the total post-harvest losses that we have, maximum is from vegetables. Okay, Vinayak, why is it false?
Sir, it's from livestock.
Yes, livestock
22%.
produce सबसे ज़्यादा होता है
22%.
almost 22%, which is eggs, fish, meat. ये maximum है. उसके बाद fruits and vegetable लगभग बराबर है 18-19% का. तो वो maximum पता होना चाहिए बस. Most of the grains of FCI, Food Corporation of India, are transported via roadways. Most of the grains, false, it's railways. Most of the fruits and vegetables in India are transported via roadways. Most of the fruits, good, so you have prepared. Yes, that's true. India is self-sufficient in pulses. True or false? India is self-sufficient in pulses. False. India is not, it's false, Samakshi, we are not self-sufficient. India is not self-sufficient in oil seeds. India is not self-sufficient in oil seeds. Yes, that's true. We are not self-sufficient. Okay. The latest acreage sown area for rice is less than last year. So for 24-25, the area sown for rice is less than that sown in last year. False. Rice के लिए acreage has increased. Pulses के लिए it has increased. Arhar, in pulses arhar के लिए steep rise हुआ है, but it has fell for moong, bean and other pulses. It has fell. And oil seeds में भी rise हुआ है. Soyabean में steep rise है. Sana?
Sir, I wanted to ask that while reading about this in the, while seeing the snippet, I was thinking, is it required to remember or is it required to read about these? Because these did change.
The point is there are questions like these which are asked. If you can prepare, because it is in news, I have to give it. If you can prepare,
that it might change in the upcoming months or so. By the end of the year, when the question comes, would it be?
We'll see if it comes. Whatever is the latest, at least that we should know. What is important? It has been asked in exam. The area for cotton. Questions like area for cotton is more than area for sugarcane. Cotton questions like these have come. These are very, although it can be done via ET because of certain other statements in the question, but these kind of statements you can't do unless you have information. So there is very high chance that the statements which UPSC will give around this information will have some role of elimination. We can read the statement and get an idea about it. But because it can be prepared and because it was in news and we have PYQs on the front on this lines, I've given you this information. Now it's up to you. If you can prepare, do it. If you can't prepare, then you can leave. Not an issue. If this question comes tomorrow, your judgment should be whether it's an ET question or whether it requires knowledge, and that we'll practice in the ET course. Then if you don't know, then leave the question, not an issue. Okay. The demand for meat has been reducing in the recent years. The demand for meat has been reducing in the recent years. False. There are more than 700 Krishi Vigyan Kendras in India. There are more than 700 Krishi Vigyan Kendras in India. Yes, it's true. It's an unpreparable statement. These kind of statements are true. Don't go for the number that it mentioned some 730 or something and I'm saying 700. Don't need to exactly perfectly remember the number. Just the context, if you can remember that there are almost as many Krishi Vigyan Kendras as we have number of districts. Something like that, just any rough idea also. You will be able to tell these are generally correct statements only. Don't worry about the number in this case. But the acreage point, if you can put effort in that will be great. Other facts are not as important. All right, so I think that's all we have in this. A little bit of mapping, we'll just see. Sick. Okay, Doda is north of Srinagar. Doda is north of Srinagar. False. All right. Lahore was one of the principal centers of revolt of 1857. Lahore was one of the principal centers of revolt of 1857. Samakshi, why is it false?
So I'm going with the would have heard. We didn't come
It's
across
mentioned in
the map.
the map in the NCRT.
Like,
Lahore, Peshawar, okay. Even Bombay, Aurangabad, Surat, Cuttack, all of these are mentioned, and the only explanation for these dots is principal centers of revolt. So I'm assuming that something would have happened here. UPSC, I mean NCRT would have hopefully not just give the same dot for a normal city and a revolt impacted city. Ognish?
Sir, if I don't remember this name in the exam, but I know Punjab was not in the revolt, and Lahore is near to Punjab side. So from that, can I eliminate that Lahore was not?
I would, if I am in this situation, I would mark it as true actually,
Okay.
because Lahore was an important city. And we can't say, if going with what you are saying, then anything in Punjab region, Sindh region, nothing, no city, we will mark as true, right?
Understood. Okay.
So then it's not the best way to deal with it. Okay. Another way of asking could be a list of cities could be given, or it could be asked which is the northernmost city impacted by the revolt, southernmost city impacted by the revolt, eastern, westernmost. Okay, in this way it could be, but just confirm it once. It's even saying Bombay, सूरत, अहमदाबाद, they were all affected by revolt. Just एक बार ऑनलाइन जाके चैट जीपीटी पे देख लेना बॉम्बे रिवोल्ट से impacted था कि नहीं. हालांकि बुक में तो बहुत क्लियरली लिखा हुआ है, बट फिर भी एक बार तसल्ली कर लेना. Kanpur is south of Lucknow. Kanpur is to the south. I mean, not exact south. When I say is to the south, it doesn't mean exact same longitude pe south. It can just be south of Lucknow on any longitude. It is actually south of Lucknow. ये तो इम्पोर्टेंट शहर हैं, अगर ध्यान दे सको तो ठीक है, नहीं तो इस टाइप के इंफॉर्मेशन नॉर्मली अगर करना ही है तो फिर HTBC में हैज टू बी करेक्ट में जाओ, बट मैप में दिया हुआ है, ये सब एंगल से देखना चाहिए हमको. Mhou and Jabalpur both are to the north of Narmada. Mhou and Jabalpur are north of Narmada. It's true. Both are north of Narmada. Okay. Aurangabad is north of Narmada. Aurangabad is north of Narmada. ये तो easy statement है. Come on. Aurangabad is north of Narmada. False. It's south. Arcot. Arcot is a coastal city. Arcot is a coastal city. False. It's not a coastal city. It's much inland. Madurai is a coastal city. Madurai is a coastal city. False. It's again not a coastal city. Masulipattnam. Masulipattnam is in the delta of river Godavari. Masulipattnam is in the delta of river Godavari. Masulipattnam is in the delta of river Godavari. Why is it false, Chandra?
Sir, I think River Krishna.
Yes, it's river Krishna. Allahabad is on the banks of river Ganga. Allahabad is, or Prayagraj now, is on the banks of river Ganga. Is it not on Yamuna?
सर संगम है ना वहाँ तो.
चलो फिर ये पॉइंट थोड़ा मैं मतलब इट्स नॉट रियली शोइंग ऑन गंगा, तो फिर ठीक है, संगम है तो बढ़िया, फिर ये स्टेटमेंट ही खराब है, फिर नहीं पूछेगा ऐसे. बनारस is on river Ganga. Banaras is on river Ganga. Yes, it's true. Banaras is on Ganga. Patna. Patna is on river Ganga. Patna is on river Ganga. Yes. Patna is to the west of Banaras. Patna is to the west of Banaras. It's to the east of Banaras. Okay. ठीक है, that's all. ठीक है, बहुत है. That's all in the maps today, and that will be all in today's class. I'll stop the recording now.